Welcome to another edition of Live on Sunday. I want to thank you for tapping in with your boy, King Crowder. You could be anywhere in the known universe, but you chose to be here with me. If you're new to the channel, as always, comment, like, share the live. Tell me where you're from, and most importantly, don't be afraid to give your strong opinion. We already got one in early with me. I don't appreciate the racial chauvinism observation. We have built the nation off a mailbox. It's likely one nation. Tap in. We can discuss it more. You know, we don't run from nothing or from anyone here. If you are new here, like, comment, share. I got a book of the week for you as always. The Color of Money. Black banks, interracial wealth gaps in this country. Anytime we talk about money, we never discuss why there's a segregation, why the money differences are here, and why the wealth gap is the way it is. Great Black history read. Why do I recommend it? Because a lot of times we talk about money, we don't talk about the first step to money. The first step to money is family, y'all. Until you have a family that you have solidified and a home place that you have your personal balance, the rest will not happen. Next up, things I wish my parents would have taught me by your boy, King Crowder, also available on Amazon. In the cart list, anything that you want to check out. Today's lesson is about when did Black American History Month become toxic, xenophobic, hard, discussion-based, debatable. When did it not become what it was? The history of Black History Month started from Carter G. Woodson from Negro Week. If you don't know the words like I've had on the previous lives about what names they call Black Americans, you can look back throughout history. It was Negro, copper-colored people, colored, Black, African-American, and now the most newest way that we're standing on it is Black, foundational Black Americans in this country. The reason why this type of energy is different is because the code is changed. The generations before, it was heavy into agreement and go into ingratiations. Now, there is no more let's all get along. It is more knock if you buck. Not saying that you got to fight each other, but the energy in fighting for what we want is at the forefront. Why is this such a big thing? Because people call Black History American History Month xenophobia. I want y'all to know something. Toxic, divisive, xenophobic, all of those words are meant to discredit what you are talking about. Follow me, y'all. If somebody uses those words immediately when you start talking, your antennas should rise up. You should know that an agenda is trying to be brought to you. If I say the word, you are xenophobic, the first thing you should know into is, why are you mentioning that to me? Because remember, saying that Black American History Month is xenophobic is actually xenophobic. You are telling me what we represent, what we believe in, what we want to have for ourselves is wrong. And you are determining it is wrong based solely on how you feel, how you think, how you believe it should be, not based off that person, not based off the American descendants of slaves, the foundation of Black Americans in this country. You are saying something is bad because you said it. Think about how arrogant that is, ladies and gentlemen. I say what you believe in is wrong. So what I say is law. I said what you are saying about Black American history should be for all of us. Forget that we have our own history month. Forget Hispanic heritage. Forget Caribbean Heritage Month. Forget all those other things. But what you guys are talking about, I need to have access to it. I need to have the ability to say what you say is wrong. I need to have the ability to speak even if I do not like it. What I like to tell people is one thing is this. You have the ability to express yourself. Fear people that do run away from academic or intellectual discourse. Because if they run away from discourse, what does that mean, ladies and gentlemen? They cannot defend their point of views. You can pivot from the conversation. You can turn away from what you're saying. But one thing you can't do is not acknowledge it. And it doesn't matter if we have to agree. But the thing you got to be able to do is stand on why you feel that way. Because we've always done it is not an answer. Because the way I think is not an answer. Because my mindset tells me this is not an answer. Because this is how I feel is not an answer. You must be able to intellectually break down why you have a history issue with Black American History Month being dedicated for Black Americans. And when you respond to that and give your point of view on that issue, I'm going to let you talk. I just want to hear you out. Because a lot of the times when you let people talk, ladies and gentlemen, they don't say shit. They don't have no points. They ramble and they use the word I feel, I think. I don't care about that. We have a new code and a new system going on, ladies and gentlemen. And what the new code is, if it's not on lineage business, we don't care. We don't care about what you're thinking. We don't care about what you're feeling. We have to put the main thing, and the priorities first, ladies and gentlemen. Intellectual discourse is bad to me. You know what, my brother? You can always get up here and chop it up with me, brother. I don't run from no smoke. I don't run from nothing, and I am never afraid to have a conversation. Why is Black American history anything but contextual and view on history recorded Black Americans? As long as the history is who has an issue with it. Check the news, brother. Don't listen to what I'm saying. I'm reading them reports and information to you. But let me continue. If somebody uses the word that your history and a story told completely is a problem, they are the problem. Remember this, y'all. If I'm following the line and I'm telling you I want to highlight something that is meaningful to me in the country that we built, developed, cultivated, orchestrated, built from the ground up, why would you have a problem with that? You would only have a problem with it if I could not benefit from that. What do you mean you can't benefit from a Ken Crowder? It's focused on Black folks. But remember, ladies and gentlemen, we can't use that narrative no more. The internet is a beautiful thing. You know why the internet is a beautiful thing, ladies and gentlemen? Remember 4, 3, 2, or 5 years ago when everybody kept saying, I know Black. Me no Black, me other. That is for you. I am not a part of Black American community. I am no Black person. Do not call me Black. Remember that? Let me get into the voice with me. Don't call me Black. Me Dominican. I know Black, me Somalian. I know Black, I'm whatever. You would hear that. I know I did. Living in Houston, Texas, I heard it all the time. And guess what? You're right. You're right. You're not Black. What we are saying and acknowledging now is that we accept that. What we accept is that you are choose to self-identify each other. That's cool, right? Nobody has a decision with that. Now that you chose what you chose, we have countered by saying, hey, you know what? Let's stop moving this way if these individuals show me who they are. When people show you who they are, you believe them. So when you made that commentary, when you said what you said, when you othered yourself, we acknowledged the line. We acknowledged the line. We took back the information. We shared it with each other. And we said, moving forward, Black American history, Black American lineage, and Black American priorities are the focus. That's all we decided to do, ladies and gentlemen. Like how you discuss in politics and in life. The information that you give to me, I choose to take upon it, right? And now that we took upon that issue and that lineage and the discussion, we have chose to circle the wagons. That means clean things up. That means make things clear and remove the cloudiness nature of it. So now that everything is clear, moving forward, let's go ahead and put the parameters out there. Number one, Black American History Month is unique exclusively for us. It's for our upbringing, our leaders, our founders, and our people that made the culture hot. No discussion. When you have your History Month and your own agendas, the respect will be given both ways. No shade, no issue with it. Now that we know the rules, now that we know what we mean, there is no miscommunication, there is no lack of clarity, there shouldn't be any beef, right? There shouldn't be any issues, right? If there is issues, you can put them on the table. But the one issue you can't do, ladies and gentlemen, and this coming to speak for me, you know what I mean, as we talk about things that we see, there was a content in a lady that made a controversial, distasteful, and disheartening message. I want you to see it before we keep going. Share the live, share the live, share the live.
Ooh. If I could gather happy Black History Month to everyone except the foundational Black Americans. I hate you niggas. I hate you niggas. Let's die. Ooh.
I want y'all to pay attention to something. When somebody says words like hate, I want you to die, I want you to not be around, do not take that what that person said as lightly. I want you to listen to it. I want you to acknowledge it. And I want you to take it serious. Because this lady got on live TV and made an accusation that I would harm people. This mistake, it wasn't a mistake. The unclarity that we didn't learn from our past, from our transgressions, is that violence is something that is used. And moving forward, non-FBAs and those that say disrespectful things, you will get responded to accordingly. She made an accusation. She made a threat. And it was taken serious. Let's let it keep finish cooking.
Okay, gather all of you in one place with a strap to my chest. You know what time it is. We're gonna have a party. We're gonna blow up the spot. More like me. I'm doing society a favor. But yeah, everybody else.
If you plan on inviting me to a...
That was a serious thing we saw, ladies and gentlemen. That was very serious. That was. Thank you. If it aligns with truth, is non-issue. How can you be descendant of an African American, brother? You make no sense, man. I get you. I'm gonna keep listening to you, this brother, this yapping, man. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta respond. Hey, same, Mike. Hey, she can't believe she hates niggas. That's great. Well, when people show you who they are, y'all better believe them. If somebody say they hate me, I ain't gonna sit right there and act like they ain't telling the truth. I'm gonna acknowledge it. I'm gonna listen it, and I'm gonna take it as a threat accordingly. But remember, y'all. We all have freedom of speech in this country, but we do not have freedom of consequences. You don't believe me? I want you to see this next. Watch this next, y'all. When you say something online, ladies and gentlemen, that is defamatory and you know you have a career, I'm going to go ahead and read it off so you can see. The American Freedmen Association, we acknowledge the public statement by Strayer University that an individual has posted explicit threats online and is currently had her contract terminated. They are cooperating with the local officials. We are coordinating to this issue swiftly, as the person who made this violent statement was a public safe official who purposely worked with our institution. Our decision to preserve the evidence in a formal report based on the institution protection and public safety concerns. We do not engage in retaliation or harassment. We engage in the appropriate matter, and we take all of these things seriously. We appreciate the matter at hand. We will respond and go at appropriately. Remember when I told you that prior generations would let stuff like this slide and we wouldn't have no problem, and we would say, just forgive them? Ain't no forgiving no more. Lady, you got online and made a threat working for a public college institution and thought it was funny? People got to understand the world is connected now. The same level of sensitivity, respect, thoughtfulness that we give to other ethnicities, Black Americans are taking that same route. We're taking the route that if you say anything defamatory or derogatory towards us, the smoke will be given the same thing in return. And this lady lost her career because she wanted to troll, because she wanted to say, and because she made xenophobic remarks about Black Americans at Black American History Month. Think about this for a second, y'all. You pull up your phone, you say something in this current economic environment that we're in and try to do it to be funny. And the most important thing that I learned from it was this, ladies and gentlemen. Why were there no Africans responding? Remember how they always say that we are Black? Remember how they always say that we are brothers and sisters? We brothers. We all that. How come she got online and there was no African UK influencer condemning her? Remember, you mainly speak on our problems, but when somebody acts disrespectful, where's the same energy? All I ask for is consistency. I made a post this week about Kirk Franklin, y'all. If you're going to speak on social issues and things that are bad, don't be selective with it. We know what she did on camera was bad. Where are the influencers from the other side condemning her? Then you wonder why the FBA message is so strong. This is a main exhibit. It is so strong because you know this lady was wrong. You know she got on the public platform and said she wanted to bomb somebody. You know she said she wanted to physically hurt somebody. And she was a part of your community. Good, bad, or indifferent. Crash outs from us get criticized. Crash outs on our side get talked about. But when it goes to the other side and how the things need to be equal, you hear silence. You don't hear no criticism. I don't see no podcast from the UK talking about this. I don't hear no bums jumping, jaws jacking. None of that. And you wonder why the message and the disconnect is so strong. Because I want y'all to know something, ladies and gentlemen. No message is a message. Silence is a form of agreement. Not responding is a form of acceptance. Going along with the program, not being confrontational, shows that you agree. So if you want the energy, the mindset, and the social norms to be different, you will have to do something different. And the things you will have to do different is that if you see this buffoonery, this bullshit on public platforms, call it out. Oh, that's not how we are. That's not my culture. Yes, it is. What it is that you don't want to call out other people because you know they are watching. On the low, you feel comfortable with it. When a joke is on Black Americans and you say something disrespectful that goes along with the propaganda, you cool with it. What was Acho at? He stayed running his mouth on different issues. Did he call out? Did he say, yo, this was wrong? Yo, for you to say something all the time, this should be a bad issue. And you wonder why the energy and the effort is always with you. Hey, you in the UK, how do you feel, fam? Shout out to the UK. Shout out to the UK. What do you think about my comment on that, brother? When I made that statement about this issue, why don't they speak on it? Cool Black Rooster hat. Saying to you, Dark Horse fam, I appreciate you, man. What it do, Dr. Pose? And respect from the Duchess Queens of upstate New York. Respect to New York. My pops is from Harlem, New York City. New York, my bad. Upstate New York is different from the city. Let's keep cooking, y'all. So when you see these remarks go out about Black history, about xenophobia, what is the first thing that should go into your mindset? When somebody overtly, ladies and gentlemen, has a negative aspiration or negative connotation to say to you, the first thing that should come to your mind is, why? Haters sometimes are not just haters. I'm reading this book called, I'm going to do a review on it later this month after I finish it, y'all. Robert Greene's The Laws of Human Nature. A person of envy is dangerous. Why are they dangerous, Ken Crowder? Why is a person envy that's dangerous? Because they don't know how dangerous what they say and how much their rhetoric tends to stick on things. I'm going to show you another video of another creator speaking out about Black history and how this brother who responded in the best way he can. Pay attention.
The Black Americans are on TikTok stating that Black History Month is only meant to celebrate Black American history. and I 110% disagree.
This is my question. What the hell is going to be ours then? What are we going to have? Please, somebody tell me. They're taking our culture, and now it's Black History Month. Now, all of a sudden, everybody cares about celebrating Black History Month. That was a U.S. Celebration. What can Black Americans have then if that's the case? If everybody's doing rap, if everybody's...
The short answer before he keep cooking is nothing. We don't believe that you have the ability to pick your choice. We feel superior or inferior in our mind, so we can punch down and say you deserve nothing.
Doing hip hop, if everybody's copying the way that we dress, if everybody's copying the way that we dance, now y'all want Black History Month. What do we have to ourselves? For all the people who agree with her, please tell me, what do Black Americans have to themselves? This is literally culture erasure. The West Indies has their own month. Africans have their own month. Niggas in Africa, niggas in Kenya ain't worried about what South Africans are celebrating for themselves. Niggas in Africa ain't worried about what the West Indies is celebrating to be West Indies. Why does everybody keep taking everything that we do? Is there anything that we can have to ourselves? Y'all taking Black History Month, you're taking our dances, you're taking the way we dress, you're taking our slang, you're taking our music. Everybody is taking our shit. This is literally culture erasure. What do we have? Can somebody please tell me, what do Black Americans have to themselves?
Mike, what it do, family? Welcome back from hibernation. Oh, yeah, your mic loud, Mike. You gotta turn it down. I can hear you. Got a lot of static on the back.
Can you hear me now?
Let me see. Say something.
Can you hear me now? Is that better?
That's better, fam. I don't hear nothing, man. Mike, you good to see my dog, Mike, back.
Good to see you. Hey, I got these new headphones, so you know, I'm trying to be hip with the youngsters.
You all right, man? You all right? Shout out to my dog, Mike. As you saw that video, as the title said today, Mike, when did Black American History Month become xenophobic, Mike? The streets have been talking that we don't deserve it. The brother said something true, Mike. Can you explain from your opinion, Mike, in these streets, why is that such a controversial opinion?
It's a controversial opinion because we feel that the people that actually care about Black History Month, the people that fought for Black History Month, and the people that stood by us having a Black History Month are getting older. They're pretty old. They're our grandparents, great grandparents. Some are our parents. And the thing is this. The newer generation, yeah, they know about it, but they never had to go through the racism that our elders and ancestors had to go through for it to mean something for us to have a month. So they don't have any connection, you know what I'm saying? They don't have anything that they just automatically think it's supposed to be there.
Now, well, I got a good one, Mike, and you are absolutely right. But the question is, Mike, it's been a lot of people from outside of the diaspora that said, hold on, Mike, Black American History Month is for Black people everywhere. When did that happen, Mike? That's what they arguing about, Mike. Y'all niggas on Black history is for everybody. No, it ain't. No. Those are for all leaders, Mike. Cook on them. I mean, I just didn't understand.
Bro, why do you keep attaching yourself? If your ancestors, if it wasn't you getting the fire hose, your family members getting the fire hose, somebody you know, somebody that you attached to, sitting in the diners on the sit-ins, if any of that didn't happen to somebody that you can connect yourself to, if you're a part of another group, you're part of another organization, if you're a part of something that wasn't available during that time and was not able to understand what the civil rights movement was for, you should not be, Black history, because your Black history is different. Your Black history is the Black history tied to Ghana, Africa, Nigeria, Egypt, any of those African nations. That's what your Black history, or Caribbean, that's what your Black history is tied to. So I don't think you should jump on the bandwagon or ride the wave. You people got to understand everything is not for them, and all skin folk ain't kin folk. You feel me?
I do feel you, Mike. Happy belated birthday to my dog as he got to cook. Shout out to the new headphones. We see you, Mike. And let me go further, Mike. When people say those words, Mike, specifically, it's xenophobic to say Black American history is not for us, Mike. That's an agenda, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, if a problem is to acknowledge where we come from and be proud of it, you have a hidden agenda. We are not our parents in that right, Mike. Our parents were more inclusive. We ain't trying to be inclusive no more. The economy terrible. These jobs ain't paying like they supposed to. We are not trying to have that happen. We're not. And we don't mean it in a disrespectful way, ladies and gentlemen. But what you have to understand is the energy is not the same. It's not, Mike. And Mike, telling people how you been. They ain't seen you in a minute. What you been up to, family, before I keep cooking?
I've been amazing, man. I had a birthday. Your boy is now 37 years old, ladies and gentlemen. I am 37. I am close to over the hill.
It's all right, brother. How was the birthday? What did you do? Talk to him.
Man, the birthday was good. I surrounded myself. First of all, we had the little mini blizzard, so they had the little city shut down. So I ate a fantastic dinner with some loved ones and spent time with family. So the week after my birthday, which was the Super Bowl Sunday, is when I decided to go out to eat and to just spend time. Ate at Aberdeen Barnes. If anybody ever knows, in the 757 area, Aberdeen Barnes is the Virginia staple. A Virginia, like the Virginia Ruth Chris. It was pretty decent. Got me a I'm not a steak guy, but I highly recommend a Delmonico ribeye for anybody that can get one.
Man, shout out to my dog Mike Form.
Man. Hey, this is my therapy, so I ain't had my therapy in a long time. So you're gonna have to cut me off, Terrell. I might get a little long with it tonight.
No, you good, fam. Cook your thing. What's the money, Mike? People telling me. You got people telling you happy birthday, family. Chop it up. Whatever you got love out here in these streets, Mike. And as we continue to go, Mike, man, it was a strange week. Mike, is Valentine's Day dead?
No, but I mean, every day should be Valentine's Day, bro.
Well, the one thing about it, Mike, I was shocked at the amount of Galentine's Day celebration. Just take a listen.
I've seen so many on Instagram.
And why do y'all be at these gala?
If you plan on inviting me to a gallon,
give me a second, Mike. My bad.
And why do y'all be at these Galentine's Day events, wearing nothing but lingerie, drinking alcohol, and twerking in a room full of nothing but women? And y'all gotta stop doing weird stuff, because I'm all for a good time, but what is the lingerie about exactly? Y'all can't wear regular clothes? And now I understand why y'all don't want men no more, because y'all probably just want each other. Just come out the closet. It's 2026. We not gonna judge.
Facts.
Mike, I saw a few videos of Galentine's Day in lingerie. Mike, let's go ahead and Mike. If Mike invite me to a Halloween or a Valentine's celebration, and he got on no shirt with the Speedo on,
bro, with the silk drop.
I'm thinking it's some strange things for a little piece of change happening. We are not here to judge, Mike, but seeing these videos and the celebration of singleness, what is your thoughts, family?
Bro, it's just crazy because a group of brothers could never get together and do no shit like that, bro. That shit would be weird as hell.
Zesty is zesty, Mike, but I'm serious, Mike, man. Hey, the influx in that, man, is kind of shocking. I want the people to talk to us, man. Like, I mean, go ahead.
Bro, because really and truly, statistically, a lot of people aren't believing in love anymore. It's a microwave culture going on, and it's City Girls is up, bro. City Girls the what? If you think about it, I take your man. Super. There's nothing wrong with being a feminist or being independent, but we have pushed it too much. What have we been talking about in the songs? We don't need no nigga. Broke niggas don't get none. The conformity of a man that has a 9-to-5 job is lame. Niggas that's treating you good is Russell Simmons, not Russell Simmons, Russell Wilson. Niggas that's hard working, treating you good, putting on for the family is Russell Russell Wilsons and people don't want that. That has contributed to you being by yourself with your homegirls getting drunk on lingerie and on Valentine's Day. Men ain't putting up with no shit like that no more, man. And actually, it's a lot of men that's single on Valentine's Day because we ain't doing enough. It's a double-edged sword. We have gotten lazy. It's no hopeless romantics no more, and we are popcorn microwave culture on unmoralistic things.
What a one thing. Shout out to my dog Mike with the good response. For me to start it off, y'all, I think the biggest thing we got to understand is that it's cool to be single until you age. Mike,
bro,
we graduated from college 10 years now. And one thing I noticed, Mike, even at the homecoming, there was a lot of women still single. And I want you to remember something, ladies and gentlemen. As you age, it is harder to have relationships and friendships. So even though that narrative, Mike, I'm single, I'm doing this, I want to let everybody know we are no longer in a single person's economy.
No, bro, you need a partner. You need a partner. Bro.
Say it again, Mike.
Bro, 100%. Groceries is high. Bills is high. Rent, mortgage, all these things are high. You need somebody to survive. It's not no more just me. It's us. Where we at? It's us and we.
There is no more. The single generation was something that our parents got the luxury to live and enjoy. If you are out in these streets now and you did it the right way, Mike, we are millennials, Gen Z behind us. Do not fall for the blend in the tailpipe. Ladies, especially, find you somebody to partner with, to pair with. Because if you don't, as you age, me and Mike are arrested and attested witness. It is nothing worse than seeing somebody that used to look good, Mike, that don't look like that no more, Mike.
Man, but we also got to think about this too, Terrell. Like the media and just so many different outlets are pushing loneliness and singleness, and that women, by no means am I telling you to settle. I want you to listen to me before y'all start talking about me before I say this statement. By no means am I telling you to settle, but I would like you to reevaluate my man gotta have this list. I need you ladies to reevaluate those lists because some of the qualities on the list that you're looking for, you can't even represent yourself. So we need to be realistic with dating and have realistic expectations because now that we're setting a standard out of it's unobtainable for certain people, right? We seeing a lot of women being in their 30s plus single due to the fact that a man hasn't met these requirements, right? And we hold these requirements to such the highest standard that you're not willing to bend or compromise on certain things, and it causes you to be by yourself inevitably.
Let me say something. You know my dog Mike always nice. You hoes better settle. You better compromise. You better figure out who you gotta be with. Because what Mike ain't gonna tell you is if you think you're lonely now, wait until tonight, girl. Let me hear it again. If you think you're lonely now, wait till that rent hit. I'm gonna tell you, somebody's about to have a daughter, sisters, and everything. I don't care what nobody else tell you, y'all. You have to compromise. I gotta compromise to go to work. Mike gotta compromise to take care of his household. Mike gotta compromise to figure out what we gotta do. The world is about settling. The world is about compromising. You know my dog Mike nice to you. I'm your raw uncle that don't give a damn. You better compromise. Because at the end of the day, if you don't, you're gonna be by yourself, man. And I'm not even trying to be funny about it.
Well, Terrell, I was having a conversation with somebody I work with, right? She's single. And man, she was like, I be trying to look out for her because she's like a single mom. She by herself. And, different people from my job, they moved here without family and everything, right? So she was explaining to me how hard it is to be a single woman, and I wasn't understanding, bro, because if you think about it, I've always been in a relationship.
Right.
Bro,
Right.
her car broke down the other day, and I was like, "Well, damn!" Like, and this is where I say you got to understand who you talking to, right? She got a
Right.
couple of guys on the roster. Her car broke down. She ended up getting it was something either wrong with the tire or something very small that like if you were just a small bit handy, you could get her back up and running, right? She got several guys on the roster, but called nobody showed up for her.
So,
Nobody
Mike,
showed
can
up.
I respond? You
Oh,
ain't
wait.
got no roster.
Let me finish though. Like we gotta start valuing ourselves, ladies, because you're giving up the cookie, right? And what type of or maybe your cookie ain't worth a goddamn thing. That you got a woman on the side of the road and she got a quote unquote team, a roster, or anything, and not one nigga came and helped her get that car straight, bro.
Well, the one thing, Mike, I want to say, and shout out to the comments, shout out to my dog, shout out to y'all. You do not have as many options as we say. Clip this. People talk about options. Nobody has the amount of options we love to say. Like Mike said, you got a roster, but can't nobody get your wheelband straight? Throw the roster away. Throw everything in the phone away. The illusion of options has people in a chokehold. Judge your friends at your lowest moments. Judge your options at your lowest moments. You had a low moment like we all do. I'm not throwing shade at that. But do not sit here and tell my dog Mike, who is a good guy with a family holding it down, that you got options. Ain't got nobody get your time straight. What the hell?
Bro,
You know
she
how
ended up.
goddamn crazy that sound?
Bro, and I had to let her know, and she was like, "Well, you know that one of the guys I'm talking to gonna take me out for Valentine's Day." I said, "Was this one of the niggas that you called and didn't come get you off the side of the road?"
Mike, I'm telling Mike, they don't like to talk to me about that because I always say the same thing. The people that say they have options are lying. None of us have the amount of options we think we have. None of us have the amount of loyalty we think we have. Me and Mike have been through it grown up. Mike, how many loyal friends that you had to hold you down, talk about anything with? How many you think you actually got?
You can only count them on one hand, and I'm gonna tell
That's
you this.
it.
I have loyal friends, but the friends that held me down when I was down and out, and Terrell, you know exactly what I went through.
Mm-hmm.
I could count on one hand how many people came to my rescue and was like, "Yo, bro, you always hold everything now. Just take this and keep moving."
That.
But I want
Mm-hmm.
to talk. I hate to throw us in a different position, but bro, something happened to me at work the other day, and I realized, bro, that me and you, and everybody else that has a platform like us, need to show people that we are not African American, bro. I got into a debate at work, bro,
Go
and
ahead and
and
cook.
I had to realize, right? I had to realize that the people aren't stupid, they're just misinformed and miseducated and take everything that they have learned in school at face value. And it's scary. It's extremely scary, T. So, being that we had this conversation at work, I'm going to bring this conversation into the chat. So, hey, y'all, check this out. You are not African American. You cannot be from two continents at the same time. You cannot be African and you cannot be American at the same time. You cannot be black. You cannot be white. You can only be American. You cannot be a color. These things were put in place to divide us and separate us. People have to understand. Oh my God, she was the girl at work, and God bless her soul. I love her to death, right? Oh, I'm African American because my ancestors were from Africa. How do you know that? How do you know that your ancestors were from Africa? How do you know that your ancestors weren't indigenous to this land and was already here before they were brought over? No, no, no. I know for a fact that my ancestors was brought over with the 4 million. I said, okay, oh my God, you got to really think about this. We work at Amazon, right? From a product standpoint, right? I was like, hey, from a shipping standpoint, how much sense does it make to put livestock on a ship, which we were considered livestock on a ship, sail it across the world for months Don't give it barely any water, any food, or anything, and hope to make a profit. It doesn't make fiscal sense, right? But back to my point. The Indian Act of 1765, or whatever the date was, recategorized us for the Census Bureau to be Negro, Black, or anything other than Native American. People, please do your research. Your family did not come from the South Saharan Desert, and your family did not come from the Congo. So stop believing 23andMe, because all of us couldn't have came from the geographical location. We all had to be here first. Somebody had to be here first. Somebody. And it was a black person, right?
And Mike,
Sorry.
I know 23andMe some bullshit. They gave it to a dog one time, Mike, and they said Nigeria. It's all marketing. I don't know if you seen that, Mike. They swabbed the dog.
Nigerian dog, nigga.
Mike, man, look. Like Mike said, a lot of us are afraid of empowerment, Mike. That's the truth. A lot of us are afraid to be different, to speak different, to speak boldly. Mike is 1,000% correct on everything. A lot of people, Mike, have not read or do not have intellectual curiosity outside of college, Mike. Think about it, Mike. We touch more serious topics here than we ever did at Hampton, a educational institution. They didn't talk about race, Mike. Did we ever hear the word reparations?
No.
Did we ever learn about Rosewood, Mike, Tulsa, any of those things?
No.
They were a safe institution where they wanted to keep the funding going. Let's call it what it was, Mike, and there's nothing wrong with them doing that. But a lot of that we learn and we see in our generation that we are promoting more, we're not trying to be that way. Like Mike said, 100% right. We're not that era of let's get along is finito, done, never coming back. And as we continue to cook on live, Mike, I had to get my dog subject. I know my Mike is the music junkie, y'all. Yeah. Mike, there's been a controversial post shared alive, y'all, by our dog, Little Russell. Pay attention, y'all. Share the live. Little Russell said this, Mike. What do you think?
Yeah,
I gotta.
He had a conviction.
I
had a moment in my journey where I had grew a disdain for Wayne, just because I started listening to everything. Like I started maturing as a human, and I'm like, damn, this nigga wasn't talking about for a long time. And
I
like,
think that's
you,
what his argument was.
you know, like as someone who like grew up in these communities,
right,
and grew up with homies who I seen want to be bloods because they following Wayne and want to be gangster and want to shoot all the gun bar.
Right.
Like I've seen the negative that he contributed to the community, and I had to look like, man, what are the songs where he really talked about something and gave? And out of 1,000-song catalog, you know, it's minute on this end.
It's like Georgia Bush,
and that do bother me. Tie My Hands.
That's what I was going to say. Tie My Hands is the only one I can think of.
And that's the thing. It's like if I hug you once, but I slap the shit out you 1,000 times, you know, you're probably gonna remember me for this. And a lot of people don't, you know, as I mature, a lot of my old favorite artists, I'm now like, damn, like I love you because I learned how to rap to you. But when you look at the contribution, it's like, man,
Mike, as the music guy, take off on this subject and Wayne's legacy overall.
Bro, well, we have talked about this several times. There was no diversity in Lil Wayne. This is why he can't do the Super Bowl, right? However, Wayne is a lyricist, yes. But Wayne has talked about smoking weed and fucking bitches and gang bloodshed for 20 plus years. You're a father of multiple children, a grown-up child, and you are 40, maybe 40 years old or 40 plus. Your life has diversified a million times since you've been a millionaire. You're 100% out of touch with the streets since you were 20 something years old when you first became a millionaire. And you've been a millionaire since you was 19 years old. So I would just think that your raps would diversify, your stories would diversify because you're not on the street. You're not on the street. You're not gang banging. You're not putting in work. You're not hurting anybody. Yeah, you fucking bitches because you're rich. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it hurts me to see that you still talk about this. But I could also say the same thing about Pusha T. Pusha T came out. Pusha T still talk about selling bricks. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can say the same about Pusha T. He just raps it differently than Wayne. A lot of the hip hop, a lot of the culture. Only a few rappers I could think about that were actually rapping about things that would uplift. Common, uh, Black Thought, Black Rob. Um,
I
some
think
of the
that
more,
hurt. I think the point that hurts Wayne the most to me, Mike, is like you said, he didn't grow with his audience. That's number one.
no, we
Number
all grew
two,
up.
out of this whole discography, Mike, we got to think, Mike, and somebody told me this. I had to think about it as we were getting ready for the show. Trayvon Martin happened when Wayne was on top.
Yes.
Freddie Gray, Philando Castile, all of these black issues, never said a thing.
Even Lil Baby did a record about We Must Change.
And Mike, like you said, Wayne's legacy is complicated because as his exterior, Mike, his subject matter, and he doesn't have a record that you feel. You know what I'm saying? Pusha got songs that we feel, Mike. You can tell Wayne was just doing it because he was geeked up, because he was living in the moment. But I think, you know who else I think is going to have this issue, Mike, as they get older? Future.
100%.
Future has vibes. You know what I'm saying?
But also, I just want us to know that we have to discuss different things in rap because the kids are watching. We talked about selling drugs, now we talk about doing drugs. What are we going to talk about next? What are we going to talk about to uplift the children? If you haven't heard the new Christian rap, though, bro, and I used to be, as much as I'm in the church, I used to be somebody that was kind of against Christian rap because it was corny. Yo, these cats is going off now, and they talking about substantial things in the message with the word of God.
Well, I think Mike Kendrick Reese, it's always been there with our top artists, but I think now the new energy since really Kendrick has took it by the throat is your resume and what you speak about is going to be viewed upon. And I know that's uncomfortable, but rap is a form of activism and street journalism. Like Mike said, your journalistic background could be on what you did in the streets. However, it will be gold against as we look at your rap resume. And as you age, Mike, like you said, what is your resume? What are your wins? What did you talk about? You know what I'm saying? I think it's the same thing that got at Drake, Mike. What is your meaningful song? We know the vibes. Where and every artist we see that is a timeless artist has those. Michael Jackson got 3 or 4. Kendrick got 3 or 4. J. Cole got 1 or 2. The neighbors think I'm, you know what I mean, Mike? It's like you gotta touch it, and it's an unknown marker that we don't discuss. But like you said, Mike, looking at it from a Black History Month perspective, when we talk about how we resetting the culture, it's sad, but I think Wayne's legacy is very complicated, Mike.
Well, a lot of rappers are though, bro. When we really think about what the music industry has taught us, it hasn't been a lot of. It's been positivity, but it's been more harm, hurt, and danger from hip hop.
Facts on facts on facts, Mike. And to talk about another brother, even though Mike know I hate this brother, but you know we got Music Mike on the line. Music Mike interview is also out on the platform. My dog Mike. People been liking it too, Mike. Let's go.
At this point, right? So let's look at Cole, let's look at Drake, and let's look at Kendrick.
Okay.
For the critiques, right? Of their brands.
Good point.
And their albums,
and their albums or whatever,
overall,
just their whole thing.
Yeah,
Kendrick is always like, it's too hard, it's too dense, it's too much going. Like
it's too political, it's too much commentary. Yeah.
It's too much. I can't keep up.
Got it.
And guess what Kendrick keeps doing?
Same thing.
Boom. Drake, you haven't dropped a hip hop album, a classic hip hop. It's always like, where's the bona fide hip hop? Right? Drake continues to drop what Drake wants to drop for Drake and his fans. And we just covered the Cole critiques.
But I'm not
saying, and all I'm saying is I'm applauding these gentlemen.
Yes, I respect
in the face of the critiques or whatever, that they are the biggest and best of a generation, and arguably 3 of the biggest and best all time in this hip hop shit, that they continue to be true to their brands, their communities, and the shit they serve, and the shit that they serve and stand for. And so often, like when I went into this Cole album, I went into this trying to listen to a Cole album. I'm grading it on a curve. I'm not grading you against my expectations of just a general hip hop album. I'm grading you on my expectations of your brand, especially when you're telling me going into the album that disc 29 is about when you was turning 30 and disc 39 is when you was turning 40. And this is the last book in your, in your proverbial Bible, you know what I'm saying, of your discography. So I'm listening to it through that lens. I think a lot of people listen to these albums through the filter of they're comparing it to the Blueprint, or they're comparing it to Illmatic, or they're comparing it to, Life After Death, or
Mike, I hate this ninja right here anyway. Mike know how I feel about him. But he brought up a good point, Mike. Kendrick rap to move your mindset and to stretch you. Drake raps and gives you what he wants and tries to cater to his audience. J. Cole only raps about himself. Do you think that's a good analogy, Mike? Some bull job or some truth to it?
No, I think that's a perfect analogy because as a musician, there are 3 people you need to cater to: yourself, your audience, and future fans. And I think each of those people, well, Drake just makes music for himself and his fans, right? But I think the way he explained that was very poetic and very good. Cole is gonna be Cole, and Kendrick is gonna give you some philosophy, but we got to look at Cole's album and discography too. Cole is giving you philosophy as well. The only person that hasn't given philosophy is Drake in that category.
I agree on that, and I also think one thing that Cole did, he stayed true to himself. I will say, Mike, let me finish this before we go into the fall. I'm gonna get the review from my dog. I do think the comparison's on point. I wish that we had somebody from a different side of the desk talking, Mike. I'm not talking funny. I feel like these New York City talking heads don't represent the culture like they used to. And I honestly feel like we need out West Black people, Mike. We need down South talking about the state of music, because I do feel like Ebro and them are not as connected. Do you think, fam? Do you think? And I do feel like Ebro and them are not as tight-knit as they could be in the community. So when they give their perspective on the state of culture, especially New York City guys, you don't have anybody that's influential and coming up. So when you're speaking about something from a different reign or a different era, it kind of doesn't make sense to you. It is not meant to be analytical or disrespectful, but I just think when I look at the music as a whole, it's pivoted away from that era. So even though Ebro has said a lot of suspect things, I'm not the biggest fan of the cat. All of New York City cats, I think they're out of date. I definitely think they be on some other stuff sometime. But I do think when we speak about the narratives of what things we see coming on, we will see firsthand how they got to learn how to interact and go with it. But as we continue to go with it, Mike, I know you got a 2 weeks to nobble on that J. Cole fall off. What do you think? How did it perform?
Perfect album. I'm a true J. Cole fan, but no skips for me. I listened to it all the way through.
Substance allows you to perform your music in old ways and rap. It stunts all growth level. That's true. People listen to what they want to listen to, and the people that want to listen to it. Facts. Facts, D-Boy, are the only songs that what people listen to. Mike, click off. What did you say, fam?
I gotta listen to it again. I gave it one honest run. You know me, I'm somebody that likes to sit with it. I haven't had the opportunity to do that just because everything we had going on. But off of one listen, I listened to it through and through, and Cole being Cole, like it's what I expected Cole to be. It's fire. It's fire for sure.
Criticisms, things that he could improve upon, Mike. What did you see?
I want to hear more storytelling. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what Cole is generally doing from like his older albums, but the mature Cole is cool. Me personally, I don't know. I just hope it's not his last one. I hate when somebody say, because when you think about somebody saying, "Oh, this was the last one," to me personally, the album was great, but the album wasn't like, okay, I'm gonna quit rapping now. You get what I'm saying? Like, nah, my nigga, I think you could if this is your last one, I think you could produce some harder shit than that.
For me, I would say Cole's promotion outside of the album has been A+. His street journey, who's showing the car, how he got to the point, meeting the people, actually doing a real promotion run, street sale, going back to the HBCUs, touching the grass, letting the students know your album is out, Mike. A+ as far as that. For me, Cole is showing that there's a lane outside of social media that you can get big. The one thing that we keep forgetting, Mike, most artists got to understand, this is the reason why I think artists don't last as long. The street grind ain't there.
Yeah, we talked about before. People used to have, there used to be whole departments of labels called street teams, which would pass out the flyers, pass out the mixtapes, go to the colleges, go to the high schools, go in the street, go to the hoods, go to different festivals and events, and would pass out flyers and pass out the music. We are missing the aspect because it was guerrilla like.
I think it messes with their sustainability, Mike, because when you see it on social media, you hear it, but you don't let it marinate with you. You know what I'm saying? So when you hear those platforms, they boost you up, but more marketing doesn't mean it sticks. You need in-person reality to make it stick. Production-wise, I think Cole has to step it up, Mike. To me, listen to Kendrick and a Drake and a J. Cole album, it don't even sound the same, Mike. Like, to see how much Kendrick invests in people, and this is Mike's lane, just audio-wise, it's like Kendrick's work sounds good. I don't know if it's the engineer, Mike, the beats. Kendrick, you can tell he's locked in. Cole is like, all right, I like this one. Let me get in there. So it's like, I want to see him do the same thing like Dot did, Mike, and truly invest into his music with a sound. To me, as I'm not as big of a music guy as Mike that can listen to sonically, but it just doesn't sound like it should be.
I need to listen to it one more time. But that's what I was saying too, though. It doesn't give me last album vibes. Like last I'm ever gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Like it gives me going out good, but it doesn't give me going out on top.
That's fact. That's a great analogy, Mike. And that's the biggest thing for, like I said, good project, solid project. And I gotta say something else too, Mike. Kendrick kind of stunted on him again. He avoided a lot of topics. I hate to say it. When Dot said it's just Big Me, he ain't lying. No shade, but it wasn't answered.
Well,
it wasn't answered.
He's the only one standing the test of time right now.
You're right, Mike. Moving on, my dog Mike here with me, y'all. Back to our discourse, Mike. The foot on neck is officially in these streets, Mike. Pay attention. Share the live.
You just stated that the SAVE Act is an attack on civil rights and is racist. Could you just explain that further? Because 76% of Black Americans support.
There's no sound playing, T.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Well,
say it again, Mike.
It's no sound playing.
No sound playing. Let me let it play it up again. I hear it now.
We find it racist because
no.
At the end of the day, it's targeting Black communities with a cost burden. We've been through this.
It's impossible to find another video.
We've been prohibited from voting because we didn't know how many bubbles were in a soap bar.
What she was saying, Mike, is that our politicians are getting pressed about what we care about, Mike. Somebody said there's an act going on and Black citizens have said they care about cutting the check. She said, I don't believe it's what they're focused on. Mike,
what else are you focusing on?
Go ahead and cook, family.
Why? Because look, this is what I mean when I say all skin folk ain't kinfolk. We need to push this issue harder with our politicians and our leaders and the people that are supposedly speaking for us. No time like the president to cut the check. We have cut the check for multiple races, multiple creeds, multiple religions, multiple organizations. No time like the president to follow suit like California and cut the fucking check. Why are we letting people say that this is not what we want? Yes, it is. This is what we've always wanted, and no time like the present to get it. If anybody, any politician, any leader, any person speaking on behalf, excuse me, of the masses ain't talking cut the check, your votes shall be cut. If you ain't talking cut the check, we cutting votes. Period. Because why are we voting for you? Why are we your our best interest needs to be in heart, and the only way that I think our best interest should be and can be at heart is if America cuts the check. Vote for Mike 2027.
Hey, Mike ain't lied not one time. Listen, y'all, if any political leader gets on camera and is not aware of current Black issues that we care about, they do not represent us, and you will not be getting the support. Remember, our parents and them were get along, let's figure it out. We are no longer with that. We want the money. We see you cut it for other people. There is no gray area, ma'am, sir. If you don't know what we talking about, you getting the hell up out of there.
Period. You shouldn't even be the qualifications for representing Black people should be reparations reform. Period.
Mike, we ain't hearing nothing. So for you to get on an interview, ma'am, and to not know the stats and to say you don't believe that's a priority or issue, your ass is not winning this midterm.
But
midterms are up.
You know what's funny, bro? And I hope we don't get canceled that I quote this or state this, but it's a real fact, right? All of our politicians has the interests and issues of Israel, right? I'm not anti-Semitic. I'm not anti-Jewish. I'm just
I got what you're saying.
All our politicians, if you look it up, and historically, all our politicians have the interest of Israel in their hearts more than they have of the people of the United States and Black people specifically. So until we have that same fervor that we have to help the Israeli culture out, nothing is ever going to get done correctly. And like I said before, right? Me and Terrell are very avid on cutting the check. If you not tapped in with the culture, talking about, oh, that's not what the people want. What else would we want? What else? What else is there to give us that would be plausible to say that's not what they want? All we want is a little bit of change. Our 40 acres.
I think people don't understand, Mike, like I'm going to keep saying again. The older generation, there is the generational gap. And they don't understand their own cold nature that we're carrying forward that is different. The uncold nature of what we want tangibly is not going anywhere. If you don't represent that, you won't be there. Is that there is no negotiation. There is no conversation. There is none. What you saying, Mike?
Matter of fact, vote for me because I'm gonna be at the House of Delegation or wherever we're supposed to be at. And the only thing I'm gonna say is reparations for the Black community. They're gonna be like, well, what do you think about gun violence? Reparations for the Black community. What do you think about the school that just got shot up? Reparations for the Black community. Like, why don't we have people that just, hey, white people stand on business all day long?
We got somebody in here, Mike, a guest that wanted to come up, man. I'm gonna go ahead and play your own, brother. Hear your Pam Lotto. We're gonna hear what you got to say. Pay attention.
Peace, family. How y'all doing?
Good, fam. How you doing, both, man?
Doing well. Thanks for asking. And I'll get right to it. Now, of course, I support mass deportations and I support all immigrants in the U.S. being denaturalized. That goes without saying. Matter of fact, I even suggest that Black Americans report all immigrants and all immigrant businesses to ICE. Let ICE determine if they are in the U.S. legally or not. But I'm going to even take it a step further. And I've gotten a lot of pushback for suggesting this, but I'm going to still suggest it. I suggest that Black Americans, those that are capable and willing, buy real estate in the nations that immigrants come to the U.S. from. Since they are in our house, we must be in their house. And really, that's the entirety of what I really wanted to say. Just as you have immigrants in the U.S., buying real estate, starting businesses, even getting government jobs and being elected officials in Congress and Senate. I want to see Black Americans doing the same thing. I want to see a Black American equivalent to Barack Obama in Kenya. I want to see a Black American equivalent of Kamala Harris in Jamaica, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The name of the game is geopolitics. Really, that's how I see things, man.
No,
Well, I agree with you. I agree with you, and I'm gonna tell you why. And I wish it could work that way, right? But I'm gonna tell you why it cannot work that way. Because you simply just can't. America's a different type of beast. You can't go to another country and be all in their business if you ain't from there. Have you ever noticed that? You can't even like travel to another country without proper things in place, right? And I like that you saying we should go to these other nations and we should be all up in their politics. But the problem is they never gonna let us do that. It's just the way their bylaws and their country codes and their rules are set up. Like America's not set up like that. You know what I'm saying? Like America's not set up to to basically be standing up for their own. Other countries, like I said, you can barely visit another country without the proper credentials. So us getting like House of Representatives, Speaker situations like that, it'd be extremely hard unless you have some type
Let him
of.
respond, Mike. Let's hear his perspective.
My
Go ahead,
bad. Go ahead.
family. What you say? You good?
Well, I'll try to keep it brief. There's a difference between saying it'll be extremely hard and saying that we can't do it. But one thing is for sure, if we don't try, then we never will do it. So I suggest that we at least try to do these things because there's no way around it. They are in our house. So we must be in their house instead of telling ourselves that we can't be in their house. No, we have to fight to receive everything that we have given them in the US. We have to fight to receive it in their countries of origin. If not, really, I really question, and I'll ask you all on the panel, our future generations, our great grandkids, when they see that collectively we have forfeited our communities to foreigners and we haven't even tried to go to the lands of the foreigners to ask for a equal stake. What do you think our great grandchildren will say about us? In my estimation, they'll say we were some bitch ass. Pardon my language. They will say that we were cowards because we welcomed in foreigners into our country and we required no reciprocity at all.
Man, hey dog, I definitely love what he's saying, man. I agree with him too. I think what you're saying, Pam Lotto, is absolutely correct, man. I think this is the reason why I love the current momentum that we see in the current discourse that we're having. Because I believe, man, in our lifetime, I can tell we're the same age, man, is that if we don't address these issues like he mentioned, there will be lifelong repercussions. And I absolutely agree with everything. I believe the first thing is acknowledgement. And I believe the second step, like you said, is action-based initiatives on how to make it happen. What was you saying, brother?
No, really, thanks for having me up. And I'm gonna continue to watch. And I'm subscribed to your channel now. So if you'll have me back up in the future, I'll be back. But much
always,
love to you all. Yes, sir.
Hey, we appreciate you, bro. God bless, peace and love, and thank you for the continued support, Pam Mulattoism. We appreciate
Yes, sir.
you.
Likewise. Peace.
Now, what he was saying, Mike, was definitely a statement. I agree with that wholeheartedly, man. 100%. And as we continue to go, man, we got to unmask a lot of these truths. Shout out to our brother Pam Lotto for coming up and give him a round of applause. That was fire.
Yeah, and what he's saying is right. And we also got to realize too that the government, the white supremacy of the government has allowed other cultures and allowed other businesses to get the business loans and to open up the hair stores and to open up these check cashing places, restaurants, and different things in our community without the representation of us. And that simply goes on to the people that are representing us, the people that are over these neighborhoods, and the people that are aldermen and lawmakers and decision makers. Why haven't we stood up to them and said that we do not want these foreign businesses in our neighborhoods? Why don't we make them give these foreign businesses us the same type of leverage that we give these foreign businesses in our own establishments? You want to know why? Because we want it to be integrated. We want it to be just alike. We want it to be keeping up with the Joneses. If we would have continued to have our separation, then we wouldn't have to worry about the Indians and the Arabs and the people coming in our neighborhood stealing our shit.
Facts, brother. We ain't got to support what they doing. I have no idea what this word for the 303. Shout out to the D. All Good Thing Black Sites and see it. Mike, if anybody in the chat can tell me who this gentleman is, do you know Mike?
I do not. Who is he?
Mike. He was in the Jeffrey Epstein photo list, and he was the owner of all of the Life Touch picture companies we took pictures with growing up. Mike, how deep does the list go, Mike? Did you know, Mike, across this country, did you know, subscribers across this country, that photos for high schoolers have been canceled because the brother was involved in the Epstein scandal? All of your kids will not have pictures this year because this company and this brother was involved in it, Mike. Your thoughts?
But it goes deeper than that, bro, because if you think about the infiltration of a country, right, and you think about the Epstein files, I'm about to go deep, so hold on to it. This gentleman infiltrated our children's pictures, right? Follow me. He infiltrated our children's pictures. Ghislaine Maxwell's father infiltrated McGraw-Hill, he owned McGraw-Hill, which was the United States textbooks, right? He did textbooks of medical textbooks and textbooks in the United States as a whole. That's two people that was on Jeffrey Epstein's list that had monopolizing control of education and pictures, which would probably go into trafficking due to the fact that it's all our kids. It's crazy. One, we just trust anybody with this type of thing. What are the qualifications for you to be a child photographer at a school? What are the qualifications for you to be the vendor and the sole proprietor of all the pictures for all the schools in all the United States? What is the criteria for you to meet that? Who allowed you to have that monopoly? Why has it only been Life Touch, the only company, or Olin Mills, the only two companies that we have known as a photography company for our children?
Everything Mike has said is so much back, man. I just think, like you said, Mike, the issues that we see coming about from all of these lifetime issues we've seen in our lifetime has truly been astounding. And to know a CEO, Mike, I want you to think about how deep this is, Mike. He's not the only CEO. He's the one that's been publicized.
Facts.
That's why these documentation has been so challenging to get. It's not that they've been challenging to get because the information is hard. It's because we know this documentation is hot and spicy. We know that the information will be hard to get to. We know that it's a lot more CEOs on that list. He is not the first domino. He is the first one to fall right now. And Mike, 3.5 million files have been released. What?
Bro, it's man, wow. First of all, life as we know it is in the files, bro. Everybody that we think is squeaky clean, everybody that's, bro, it's so deep. It's so deep that it's gonna turn into, can we really do something, because everybody's involved. That's what I think is gonna turn into.
No, I agree with you, Mike. I agree with you. I think all that stuff, Mike, with the Epstein documents is mostly affecting the white community because we know Epstein was racist, Mike. We know he flat out showed who he was. But what it shows is that if you see and let things go past and don't think it doesn't affect anybody, now it's affecting your community. Why should we be worried, Mike? He didn't touch black women, black children.
My thing is this too, though, Terrell. If this is being publicized and shown, and this is supposed to be keeping our attention and things that we're looking at, right? What's going on that we're not looking at? You know what I'm saying?
No, I know exactly what you're saying, fam. I know exactly what you're saying. You ain't lying, man. You ain't lying. It just goes so deep, Mike. Like you said, how bottom does a docket go? And I believe these conversations are interesting, needed, and warranted, Mike. There's also some other conversations that are interesting, needed, and wanted, man. Hit the link. Put me on. I got you, brother. Hit the link. It's already up there. You can get up there. You can always chop it up with us, man. Put me on up there. Scroll up. You know that we always let conversations be held by people. Next up, conversation. I'll go ahead and drop in the chat again. Somebody else asked me. I always love to talk to people. Always, man.
Why I'm coughing so hard today?
Click it right there, Aaron Romo. Always, family. Click it right there. Click it right there. We can chop it up with you. Always love to hear perspectives, man. Just be respectful. give your perspective. Always be open. Watch your profanity because we got kids and adults watching. That's the only requirement I got, y'all. Mike.
Hey, and be ready for the verbal spar.
For sure. Always discourse, man. That's what we do. We give thoughts and information on here that's important that we got to talk to the people about. Just click the link, baby. You can chop it up, Mike. And the people that do not know right there, if you want to tap in, it's right there. Always open to my people. Did you guys know? We're going to let it play for a little bit, Mike. We ain't going to let it go, Mike. 40,000 homes are being foreclosed right now, Mike, and they say we ain't in a recession.
Banks seized 40,000 homes in just 1 month, and the pain is only beginning. 40,000 in 1 month. Let's see what Tom's got to say about this. With the number of Americans losing their homes to banks rising for an 11th straight month, it's clear the housing crisis is getting worse rather than better. U.S. foreclosure activity jumped again in January 2026 with a total of 40,534 properties facing foreclosure filings, a 32% increase from the same time last year. Foreclosure every stage of the process. The moment a lender issued a legal warning to the point a home is formally seized after missed mortgage payments. While the total was slightly lower than December, January still marked the 11th straight month a rising year-over-year foreclosure activity, a clear sign the pressure is building, not easing. He said foreclosure starts. Foreclosure rising across the board, said Rob Barber, CEO of Adam. He said foreclosure starts when lenders formally begin the process of taking back a home are up 26%, while completed repos have surged nearly 59%. Tom.
So I want y'all to think about this right second. They're saying for the past year.
Again, bro. You got to play that again so that the numbers can sink in, bro.
I got you, Mike. We'll play it one more time. Mike said, rewind.
The statistics are scary, bro.
Foreclosures, bloodbath deepened as banks.
Play it one more time for T.
1 month, and the pain
the
is only beginning. 40,000 in 1 month. Let's see what Tom's got to say about this. With the number of Americans losing their homes to banks rising for an 11th straight month, it's clear the housing crisis is getting worse rather than better. U.S. foreclosure activity jumped again in January 2026 with a total of 40,534 properties facing foreclosure filings, a 32% increase from the same time last year. Foreclosure filing cover every stage of the process, from the moment a lender issued a legal warning to the point a home is formally seized after missed mortgage payments. While the total was slightly lower than December, January still marked the 11th straight month a rising year-over-year foreclosure activity, a clear sign the pressure is building, not easing. He said foreclosure starts. Foreclosure rising across the board, said Rob Barber, CEO of Adam. He said foreclosure starts when lenders formally begin the process of taking back a home are up 26%.
You think our audience can hear it?
Completed repos have surged nearly 59%.
Well, like Mike saying, as we were playing the audio of it, man, I just said that you can send me an email if you want to get on. I can send it to you personally if you want to. I got you if you want to. You know, we always do. But Mike, when you heard those numbers, man, 40,000 homes were taken in the first 60 days, first 45 days of 2026. Mike, what are your thoughts?
It's extremely scary. I am seeing in real time people, AI and robotics take people's jobs every day at my job. I'm seeing robotics and AI take people's jobs. Now is the time to fulfill yourself with different skills, different skill sets, things that you can obtain and work, computers, AI, robotics. People losing their homes is a serious deal, bro. And 40,000 lost in 45 days is crazy. We have millions of people in this country, but 40,000 people not knowing what they're gonna do in the first 45 days of the fiscal year is crazy. It's scary, and it's gonna be more.
Well, I think the first biggest thing I want everybody to know, that's a lot of Airbnbs, ladies and gentlemen. Airbnb, nobody talking about is crashing, Mike, because they too damn high in price. Let's keep it funky. But like Mike also said, those houses are going to go up. Why are home prices still high? There should be a really looked at point, Mike, for rent and other places that we see that are still priced way too high at the moment. You know what I'm saying?
Wait.
It is incredible. I told you, send me your email or not. We'll love it, man. If you can't catch it, it's no biggie. You can get on the Facebook too. Either one, man. We'll love to have a discourse with you, Aaron. Ramon, we all for it. But the main thing I want people to understand too, Mike, is that this.
Hey, look, send us your email in the chat. Terrell will send it to you in your email, and you can get on with us, bro. We would love to talk to you.
For sure. And as we continue to chop it up, and like Mike said in the discourse too, man, if you see these type of things going on in real time, this is a sign of the times. As we said earlier, Mike, is scary. But also that whole "I'm good, I don't need nobody" rhetoric, it sounds good. I'm good, but we see the numbers out here. We see the court filings. 40,000 people losing their home in the first 40 to 5 days, Mike. Like Mike said, where you gonna go? Rent ain't no cheaper. You can't move in and see with the parents and see other things going on. It's just ain't nothing gonna happen right now in real time. It's scary. Yeah, no problem. Thank you too. It's scary, but we also see that it ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
But my advice to Terrell is this, right? Please, people, stop putting your faith in the American dollar. Me as an American, we have to be smart and realize when the jig is up. The dollar has, first of all, we have to think about currency. The dollar is a Federal Reserve note, not backed by any type of currency at all. Not backed by gold, not backed by silver, not backed. It's a paper note with no backing. We have printed more than we could handle, and it's gonna collapse. Please start putting your money in crypto. Please start putting your money in other factions. Try to get a little bit of your check in foreign denominations if you can. I just something crazy. It's in my spirit that something crazy is gonna go on with the money. And when a financial crisis or a crash happens, we need to be prepared as possible. And the first thing you can do to survive something that way is diversify your funds into a foreign currency.
Mike giving the gems as always. As we go continue to move on through the live on Sunday, man, Mike, international news has been crazy this week. If you do not know, ladies and gentlemen, they say a picture and words are worth 1,000 words. I'm going to play the video. Then we're going to give our response and commentary with it. How you feeling, Mike? You need to go or you good, fam? I know my dog fighting.
No. We're good, bro. I got some hot tea for the cough, so we're okay.
Good. Shout out to Love Wifey for holding it down. Shout out to her. If you don't know the backstory, bro, Mike, this white man was in Africa for a week, Mike, and caught 15 bodies. You heard me right, Mike.
What?
People think I'm lying, Mike. Let us watch, Mike. I'm gonna let the audio is janky, Mike. All he was asking the shorties, Mike, is to come with me. Meeting them where they were, Mike. Told them to come in the room, start kissing on them, and they were ready to go, Mike. Some of them were married. Some of them were single, Mike. I couldn't even get the video to load all the way, Mike. I'm gonna give you the picture. A white man from Russia, y'all, got 15 bodies in Africa in 1 week. Mike, a picture's worth 1,000 words, Mike. These are all the women he ran down, Mike, in 1 week.
Make it bigger, T, so I can see it.
Make it big. I got you, fam. Mike, in 1 week, he ran down all. Let me see if I can find. I'm gonna find the videos. You give me 1 second, Mike, so my dog can see. I want y'all to see it. Yeah, no, I got you. Give me a second, Mike. But yeah, Mike, the backstory is this brother was in Africa. He chose to visit, I think it was Kenya or Ghana was one of them, Mike. While he was in Kenya or Ghana, Mike, he wanted to show how easy it was to pick up women, Mike. I thought it was a joke, Mike. But wait till you see this brother. Immediately, Mike, let's go back to the crib. They own it.
Damn.
So the story, Mike, has been on it. Like, hold on, it's really that easy to get down over there? I'm trying to find the videos, Mike. I mean, he pulled up in traffic, Mike. They got kids and all, Mike, and they ready to go. People like, nah, this ain't real, Mike. He got the country of Africa on fire, Mike. with the kids, Mike. Pay attention.
That's crazy.
Hello. You look good, very good. What's your name?
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. You live here? I'm too. I live here today. Where are you going?
We're going back home.
Back home.
Yeah.
I would like to see you in the evening.
It's since protest.
What?
Yes?
Mike, whose mama did he meet next? Mike, he got her in the crib.
Bro, where the kids at?
She dropped the ball, Mike.
Damn.
Mike, he caught 15 bodies 1 week, Mike. No game, no dates, no mass effort, Mike. This brother caught 15 bodies Mike, I couldn't even believe it. I thought it was fake, Mike, until I seen it happen over and over. Mike, it's over 15 videos of his brother going live, Mike. People think he bullshit. I'm going to show you another one, Mike, for context. The reason why this video is so viral, y'all, every day, Mike, we hear what brothers got to do.
I'm here.
You pulled up on him, Mike.
Okay. Keep 280.
Come with me. I show you how I live.
Okay.
What?
You looking, Mike?
My nigga said I'm gonna show you how I live, and she said okay.
Mike.
That's mad crazy.
Put her in, Mike. Let's get in the Uber. She said okay.
I'm gonna show you how I live.
Mike, where's she at?
Man, at the crib, cuz. And this was straight too.
Mike, the internet has been going crazy, Mike. Is it true, Mike? Is it starting to come out that sisters require brothers to do a lot more work than they require the white boys, Mike? Mike, and if you look at this brother, he ain't clean, Mike. Dirty Nikes. You know how they normally look, Mike. You know. Mike, 15 bodies in 1 week? No dates? What?
Impeccable. City Boys is up.
Put me on, baby. I sent you the link, man. I don't know what more you want me to do, fam. I ain't lying to you. I said click and we get you on. Damn. They throw themselves at the white boy, man. I couldn't even believe it, y'all. But me watching that video, Mike, I was in disrespect. I was in shock. And can we say something, Mike? Our sisters over here don't get down like that, y'all. When they talk about dating outside they race like that, the African women got to hold that L, Mike. Buddy ain't had to take you for no lunch, Mike. No dessert. No food. He said, let's go back to the crib.
Let me show you. The key line was, come on, let me show you how I live.
And I know it's been going on. You about to lose that one, Mike?
Hey, let me show you how I live.
I'm on YouTube. Click it. We got you, man. You keep asking. Keep clicking it. This man keep asking, man. A for effort, big dog. But no, like you said, I saw this video, Mike. And the one thing I saw, the reason why I wanted to show that first, Mike, there was a brother named Torian Walker, Mike, a phenomenal black journalist, Mike, a brother. He said something phenomenal, Mike. You ready?
What's up?
After watching this, we have to have an honest conversation, Mike, about black, anti-black male misandry and who call themselves black feminists, who write manifestos and have an issue about black men opening the car and setting up dates, Mike. That's some real stuff, Mike. Because you got a white man on here ain't even open the car door. Did he open the car door, Mike? I don't even think he opened the car door.
I think the car door was already open.
But Mike, he's saying, ladies, where is the outrage? You got a sisters on here. Go ahead, Mike.
I just think it's crazy, bro, that all he was doing was grabbing hands and saying, let me show you how I live, bro. 15 times?
Mike, 15 bodies. Mike, when have you ever been that lucky? 15 in 1 week?
1 week.
What?
Impeccable.
Mike, 1 week, Mike, a Russian man. Not fresh, no money. in the Airbnb saying, come through, come through. That's all he was saying. But the whole talking point behind this, Mike, was the discussion and the standards for us as we leave Valentine's Day. Why is it not the same requirements, Mike? If the brother ain't gotta have them but an Airbnb, it can get you to come through. But me and Mike gotta have a Rolls Royce sitting on 22. It gotta be chrome. It gotta have a Gucci interior. Why is it not the same rhetoric for all?
Hey man, it all comes from the white savior complex. I may be getting a little too deep. Us as blacks, being that we were in slavery, Jim Crow, and now what we have now, you have to understand that there is some form of PTSD and Stockholm syndrome associated with the things that we do as black men and what we have going on as black women. And with that being said, people have always loved the colonizer, no matter how bad the colonizer has done and did to us, which is crazy because they do the worst but get the most respect and love. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, I
this
know
is
exactly what you're saying, man.
it could be an illness. It could be, what we went through and we just love the colonizer. We love the person that did us the most trauma. But you hate yourself because you apply the rules and regulations to the man that looks like you to make yourself less obtainable. You get me?
I do. I get it, Mike. And Mike, I believe we are seeing something else that we have seen for a while, Mike. You know how we see people that have messages, Mike? And it's a quote. I can't remember where it's from, Mike. You live long enough, you see yourself become the villain. This might be the final stage for somebody we used to like. Mike, you ready?
Yeah.
It's hey, if you got kids, you might want to turn this segment down. If you got kids in the room, you might want to turn it down.
Bitch, up with the shit, ho. Oh, you ain't no woman. Your woman would have stayed her ass over there. Right there, bitch. Quiet for a minute, nigga. Most of you niggas is talking out loud and out of turn. When you go home and argue with the bitch, you can't tell her that. Most of you niggas, when you go to talking loud in the house, don't nobody listen to you because you don't pay all the bills. So don't bring your ass to the talking because you don't buy a $65 ticket, nigga. Say, the nigga, stop pushing your hand down because you don't.
The backstory: Charleston White got booed, Mike.
Yeah.
You can't change the thermostat. You can't change the thermostat. Now, money with the house. Matter of fact, your kids can't even come over because they ain't got their own room. Your kids can't come over. You got 2 or 3 baby daddies. Bastard baby. About to look pregnant right now by a nigga that's in jail some motherfucker way. I got 2 kids by 1 woman who I was married to. 2 kids by 1 woman. My daughter graduated at 15 years old. My son graduated. I don't want to hear shit from a bitch that got multiple baby daddies. Punk ass bitch. I don't want to talk to broke bitches. Nigga, we can fight. Whole ass nigga, we can fight. I tried to talk to nigga, I hate you about your mother.
Yeah.
You better get that hoe, nigga, get off me. Bitch, up with the shit, hoe. Oh, you ain't no woman. Your woman would have stayed her ass over there. Right there, bitch. Bitches do this. Bitches do this. Bitches do this. Sit the bitch down or put the bitch out. Sit the bitch down or put the bitch out. Watch my motherfucking action over here on sleep me. I check bitches, hoe. I'm very respecting ladies and women, but I know bitches. I cherish hoes. But you a dirty, rotten, angry bitch. Bitch,
Mike, it's a sad day to see Charleston White go out like that, man.
Yeah, man, I had a little more respect for him, man. I had way more respect for Charleston, bro. You can't be talking to a black queen like that, bro.
I think the
You just
main
on the
thing for
mic
me is this,
belligerent.
man. You got to be able to handle the criticism and the smoke when it comes for you. You can get on here and say multiple things about people, but when you do it back in return, it's a problem. You got on here and said multiple things multiple times, and we ain't had no problem with it, Mike. We understood it. We respected it. But at the same time, how are you going to get upset at somebody doing the same thing to you, big dog?
Mm-hmm.
Just saying, Mike, somebody did the same thing to you and had the same energy for you, but it's a problem now. How does that work?
Facts.
So, like I said, Mike, it's a true tragedy to see the brother crash out like that. You know what I'm saying? Idolizing the baby father, idiot baby father got kicked out. He did. I mean, but the whole thing to me, y'all, is this. What he said overall, Mike, about how you shouldn't be at a pregnant stage trying to fight, he's absolutely right about that, Mike. They was all out of pocket. You know what I mean, Mike? But to be cussing and to do this at a comedy show, bro, you ain't the fall off is coming, Mike. And Mike, it gets worse, family. You ready? You sure you ready for this, Mike? It gets worse, family. I ain't want to show my dog Mike this, but I gotta show it, y'all.
Beat up, man. Somebody
No, it ain't that, Mike. It ain't that, Mike. He crashes all the way out, y'all. And like I said, you could tell when the actors get kind of damaged, he start doing stuff crazy. Pay attention. He had a homeless man out. He had a dude in a wheelchair disagreeing with him in the headlock, Mike.
Damn.
Ain't nothing worse than trying to do something for anything, Mike. You know the downfall was near when our brother was doing the antics like that. He been quiet for a minute, but we definitely the money running low, Mike. Can we say that? The money, the agenda.
Money running, bro. The money running way low when you doing stuff like that. When you siding yourself to public heckling at a comedy club, and it looked pretty like a hood event, the money running low.
Money running low. As we continue to see that, Mike, as we keep going, Mike, as we see the further time on it, Mike, you know, another great conversation. I got two more topics for my dogs, man. Mike, first one, Mike. Why? Let me play the video first. You know, Mike always come to the video. We always try to make sure we bring the content in the words first, Mike. But this hit me between my eyes, Mike, and it was kind of deep for me, Mike. The fall off of Instagram is real, Mike. Why?
For real?
Man, I mean, when you think about Instagram from what it used to be to now, Mike, Instagram really fell off. I'm trying to find that video, Mike. I know I just saw it. Is it up here? Is it on Instagram or here? I'm gonna try to find it, Mike. But the conversation was about Instagram truly falling off, Instagram's popularity not being the same, Instagram's influence, Mike. From our generation on down, what do you think has been the biggest miss that Instagram has missed out on, Mike?
They got bought by Facebook. So when
Instagram, everybody be saying that, Mike. Everybody said that.
No, I'm being honest. When you got to think about it like this, when they were two competing entities, right? They both were great. Facebook did start to have a decline after the popularity of Instagram, and then guess what happened? Facebook acquired Instagram, so now they're both under the umbrella Meta. But when you have your original baby, and then all of a sudden you have a second business under the form of a stepchild, I hate to say it, with more you go always you bought it because it was your competition. That doesn't mean you're gonna love it like your baby. You get what I'm saying?
No, I definitely get what you're saying. I believe that was a Fendi fact, Mike. But what the majority of the complaints were, Mike, what Instagram is no longer the same like it used to be, Mike. Instagram doesn't have the pull. Instagram doesn't break things. You know how Instagram used to be groundbreaking? Now it's celebrity pictures. That's it.
Yeah.
TikTok
kind of took off a little bit.
Yeah, took off from it, man. That was definitely something else, Mike. And Mike, as you continue to go into your Black History Live on Sunday, I know my dog Mike is late over there. Let me go and get my mic. Mike, top 5 Black History books, shows, or recommendation you give for the people. Let them hear it, fam.
Man.
No pressure.
You need to read the autobiography of Malcolm X. You need to understand the history and the teachings of the Honorable Marcus Garvey. Secondly, you need to I forgot what the book is called, but it was a book, but they turned it into a little poster to put in the children's rooms. It's Black Inventions and Black Patents of the Modern World. I think that's the title. I have to recheck, but Black Inventions and Black Patents of the Modern World, and you'll be extremely surprised on how many contributions that us blacks have had historically with patents. Well, not owning the patents, but the inventions. The inventions, because we'll make it, but the white man to put a patent on it. But just think about the modern day inventions that and the past inventions that have shaped the world that we know it. That is a very interesting fact. But we had a Black History trivia at work, right? And I challenge people to stop just looking at the normacy of Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks. Stop looking at the regular 10 black folks that we learned about. I challenge you to look into the gentleman that made the Super Soaker. I challenge you to look into Lewis Howard Latimer, who made the filament of the light bulb, or Mr. Garrison, who made the gas mask. I challenge you to look into the people that we haven't heard about 24/7, 365. Look into the black web developers that work with Amazon and the AWS. Look into the black television producers and authors. I'm so tired of us hearing about the core 10 black people that, Muhammad Ali and all the other 10 famous black people. Look into some shit that you don't know about that interests you. Anything that interests you about Black history, look into it, because it's a deeper story and a deeper connection there that we haven't been taught or told about. That's what I challenge people to do.
Mike, tell the people what you got going on for the week, fam. Chop it up with them. Let them know what's going cracking on with you, fam.
I do want to give a shout out, rest in peace to my uncle James Reed. He died on my birthday, which was February 1st. We called him Uncle Skipper, one of the smoothest niggas I ever met in my life and the coolest niggas I ever met in my life. So I'll be attending his funeral this week to carry on his legacy and to champion and celebrate him and his life. But rest in peace to my uncle. He was a great man. He was black in the financial sector, doing his thing. It was funny, and I don't want any of our audience to laugh, but I laugh at Black History Month because he used to be like a person that worked for the bank and worked for the mortgages. And he said his favorite thing to do was kick white people out on Black History Month. So I gotta laugh at that as we Black History Month's coming to a close, but rest in peace, my uncle, man. We celebrate
Rest
you
in
this
peace
week.
to
So
Uncle Skipper, man. Shout out to him, Mike. Shout out to my dog Mike saying successfully having his uncle transition, and hopefully you got going on, Mike. What can they find you at? What else you want to tell people as you keep going?
Hey, I don't know if y'all noticed, but I put some heat out there, put some feelers out there. I'm trying to get the algorithm to work back in my favor. New page coming soon. I know I've been saying this, but I have somebody near and dear to my heart that is going to see to it that I provide you with the latest photos of myself. I have to do better. If I'm asking you to follow me, I have to post. So, hey, challenge me. Let's do a mic challenge. Send me your best fly kicks of the week, and I'm gonna show you mine.
Oh, fire to my dog Mike. Until the next time, Mike, where can they find you at?
Hey, where McCall at on Instagram and Mikey McCall on Facebook. Yo, I love you. Thank you for tuning in to the podcast every Sunday. Peace.
See you. Peace, Mike. My dog Mike, shout out to the funeral he got to go to, man. Mike got a good things going on as we continue to go. As before we close, y'all, you know I'm gonna give it to you fine and fire, y'all. Byron Daniel Donald said, "What?"
It is an honor to be here as we dedicate this gallery to a man who truly understood the weight of words. Today in the U.S. Capitol, we pay a debt of gratitude to a quintessential American hero. When we talk about Frederick Douglass, we are talking about a man who possessed a profound and unshakable faith in America's founding. In an era, in his era, where many were
Did he say foundational?
Tempted to walk away from our system, Douglass did the opposite. He leaned in. He studied the Constitution.
So you mean he didn't flee? That's what you're saying.
Famously cited it as a glorious liberty document. He understood that the problem wasn't our founding principles. It was a failure to apply them. Douglass believed that every individual is the master of their own soul and labor. His life story from the field, from the slavery fields to the world stage, is one of the greatest narratives of perseverance in U.S. history. He didn't see himself as an outsider looking in. He saw himself as a rightful heir to the promises.
If you do not know who this brother Byron Donald is, he was the main one pushing back on Black Americans on wanting the separation and wanted their own lineage and legacy. It is pretty refreshing to hear this brother try to give credit to one of the greatest Black Americans who stood on FBA business, the great Frederick Douglass, and to hear Byron Donald say this when he got on an open platform and said he was against economic restoration that Frederick Douglass appeared for and supported. Why do you must know about this FBA family? Because like I said, it's Black American History Month. And the topic of the night is that they said we are xenophobic, and he had xenophobic remarks while standing in the Capitol as a representative or us speaking on one of our greatest icons. Why are we talking about this, King Crowder? Because I want you to see the signs. You wonder, are we making progress? Yes, we are. Exhibit A. Somebody that went against the grain, somebody that said disrespectful things in the past now has to bendeth the knee. Bending the knee means gotta respect it, gotta know what's going on, gotta understand. Yo, the energy is different now. So I'm gonna support Frederick Douglass, one of our FBA icons. Why? Because I feel the pressure. Because the person running against me in this upcoming election has made it very clear that I am not a part of the lineage, that I am not a FBA, that I am somebody from outside of this country, and we know that the anti-disrespect for us is heavy. Why is the anti-disrespect for us so heavy? Because we have been getting disrespected off our contributions and what we have done. For another example, do you know who this is? She is Meet Tina Bell, the creator of grudge music, aka punk or rock. If you did not know, rock and roll, funk, hip hop, all music genre were influenced, created, navigated, directed by us. So when we have these conversations and it seems like, why are we going after this on FBA History Month? Because we got to do some straightening. And the straightening is saying, you must know our history. You must respect our history. And all disrespectful remarks moving forward will be checked. Our leaders, our icons, our words, our slang, and our feelings must be respected. No disrespect will be tolerated from now and moving forward. FBAs, as we mentioned, the books we need to get to your resume, as I've given you more. Let me give you another 5, in my opinion. Clip this. Unlearn by Humble the Poet. The Black Text by Sean Robinson. Black Titans. I can't remember the author's book. How to Eat to Live, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And The Delectable Negro. 5 more books I want to give to you to add to your library for Black History Month to continue to excel what we do, how we learn, and most importantly, what you got to look forward to. Earlier on the podcast when I mentioned that we need a more of a balanced approach when it comes to the amazing topic of hip hop, this brother summarized it perfectly.
I keep telling y'all, and I'm ready to take them bullets, proverbially, not literally. But since everybody else is scared to say it, I'm not. New York needs to sit the mic down when talking about hip hop and hip hop history. We need other perspectives, yo. We need to hear more from what's his name? From the Goody Mob, Big Gip. We need more Big Gips talking. We need more Killer Mikes talking. We need more Too Shorts talking. More Ice Cubes talking. We need more of what Common gotta say. We need other regions to speak up because these New York niggas is too enthralled in regional beefs.
I don't think New York is a taste of the culture right now. And I believe that this brother is saying publicly is that we need other perspectives. As we have other perspectives about outside of Black history, the narrative has been somebody else can speak for other regions when we need to stop that. Just like I said with Byron Donald, the new culture, the new norm is if you ain't did it, you will be checked. We need to have this new perspective, the vocal, the evangelism, the telling, the discussing, the telling how we feel is the new normal, ladies and gentlemen. So if you are not up to date, if your files are not up to date, you will feel like a new type of energy is prevalent. Why is it important to talk about this new type of energy, King Crowder? Is because moving forward, it ain't gonna change. It ain't gonna change. You ain't gonna see nothing different. And most importantly, motivational thoughts for the week. I did, man. I got you the book of the week, dog. Motivational thoughts of the week. I got one for you, brother. Is work harder on yourself than you do your job. Work harder on yourself, Vic, than you do your job. Remember, the job is how you make a living. You must work on your speech, your eye contact, your customer service, your handshake, your thoughtfulness, your communication, more than you do anything else. But as I was saying, as this brother beautifully, eloquently stated, the new normal for how we going about hip-hop culture and all of our music genres, politics, and everything moving forward will be lineage-based, will be lineage-focused. We will redirect, re-navigate, and change the conversation going forward. As we continue to talk about why this is so important, y'all, we got to understand that the heritage American, remember that word, y'all. I want you to know the political vernacular when it comes about. Heritage American is another word for the white FBA. They riding our slang and riding our swag, but they are having their own delineation movement, and they're speaking on it publicly. Pay attention. Pay attention.
Even if she had always claimed to be an American Black, it's simply factual that she is not a foundational Black American. And again, that is why
Can you believe she said that publicly?
America has all of these provisions like affirmative action and set-asides and civil rights laws. It is because of the shame and guilt about slavery and Jim Crow, both little democratic enterprises, by the way. So it all has to be spent on Black Americans, not on any loser with a grievance from around the world. And that's what it's become. I listed in that column you mentioned, Peter.
It was kind of strange to hear this public pundit on the other side saying this, but it is very true, ladies and gentlemen. The word is out. We want lineage-based business. We are, of course, acknowledging our ancestors, where we come from, our historic achievement, things we are proud of during the month of Black American history. But the message, the energy, the focus has not changed. And now that we look back on history, we can, 1, examine things, 2, learn from our mistakes, and 3, learn what will happen moving forward. The Kamala Harris energy of vote for me, we're not going to do anything, it's not going to work, y'all. Newer, younger, more energetic, more enthralled people are going to keep speaking up. And the energy, the message has not changed. The feelings, the thoughtfulness has not changed. The what we need, the tangibles, all of those type of vernacular has not changed. And the one thing, I haven't used this word all night, the delineation movement, has provided is clarity. Clarity is the ability to clearly see, understand, and navigate what the future will behold. The future is beholden that the words xenophobic, divisive, and other vernacular that you may hear no longer have that stinging effect that we will see. Because remember, calling FBA history, calling Black Americans xenophobic is xenophobic. And I gave you my strong opinion on it. So as we continue to go about it, we summarize it. Remember, y'all, if they don't want us to have this, what can we have? It is absolutely nothing wrong with looking out for self. The first rule of nature is to self-enterprise and figure out what you need. If you tell me what I need to look for, what my family, what my people, what my other individuals need, how will you know what's best for me? As our caller stated earlier, eloquently said, shout out to the brother. If we don't do it, my children will suffer. If we don't set the tone now, your children will suffer. I got a new baby, new Crowder on the way. I'd be damned if they got to suffer like I did. Got to ride the bus like I did. Don't learn what's important like I did. She's a she. She won't understand the importance of relationships. She won't understand the importance of having things in order. She won't understand why it's important to stand on lineage business. She will understand the importance of mate selection. Find somebody in your culture, in your community. Everything that we missed out for, we are correcting. Our parents did the best they could. Some of them old niggas didn't. But now that we know, we've seen the playbook and we see what's going to happen moving forward, we will have a better culture forward. There is no more vote blue no matter who. There is no more blindly supporting. There is no more you get anything benefit of the doubt. In this era and moving forward, you have to show improve. Like I have to show improve to get your likes and your comments and your subscribe and your channel. If you haven't liked in the video, like it right now. But all we got to do, y'all, is to earn it. Like all things, if it's not earned, it will not be lasting. And as we get into our final steps this evening, I want to give you something I want to close this chapter on. Is that we are in a great space as the Black community. I know everybody talks negative about foundational Black Americans, but I love where we are. You know why I love? Because we're moving in the right direction. The first rule to make improvement is to, number one, have the conflict. We had the conflict. Now we have our resolutions. Our resolutions are, if you're not on code, if you don't have the proper mindset, if you do not acknowledge and have the same type of feelings or support what we got going on, you will not be a part of what we're building or what we're going through. And it's nothing personal. It's just the standard that we have moving forward. So FBA American History Month is the new standard. Calling it xenophobic is xenophobic. Using their words, standing on business, and most importantly, keep correcting and keep building phenomenal relationships. I want to thank everybody for tapping in and listening to me for another edition of Live on Sunday, man. I want you to know the challenge winner was good this week. We have another edition coming back on Sunday like we always do. But make sure you always hit the alarm bell, subscribe to the channel, continue to like for Wednesday at 8 p.m. I have a midweek pop-up that I talk about and I have a feelings. Follow me on all platforms. Tell me where you found me. Make sure you call your family, you read, you check, and you go to the gym. This week, I will be focusing on hammering out the details. We had a lot of things happen last week that I was exhausted from, but it was all a rewarding family. Hopefully you enjoy your Valentine's Day. Call your friends. Call your loved ones. Check on your family. Check on your relatives. Read. Do your to-do list. Eat. meal prep, iron your clothes, and do what you're supposed to talk about. Book of the week, The Color of Banks. If you haven't added to your library, it is a phenomenal read. If you don't have the money to buy it, send me a message. I'll send it to you, baby. I am not above sending information or giving anything out to my people. Follow me on all platforms. Thank you for tapping in with me. And remember, Black Americans, Foundation of Black Americans, we're making progress. Ignore the haters. They know what they're talking about. Share the live, comment, tell me what your thoughts. I love you. I hope you have a good night. And most importantly, checking your friends and family. I will be back next week.